Everyone's like, oh, look, here comes Pensy Joe bringing the Pennsylvania stuff because really test the LED in the headlight, but we'll take this quite well by all. Regular combination, she's all that Sheet at 10. Proceed to 15. Hey everybody, this is Pensy Joe. We're back in the basement again for another Train Talks video, and this time we're doing another small unboxing video. This is the second unboxing for 2024. I'm going to try and do some more unboxing videos this year. I kind of find it fun, and I'm feeling more, involved with sharing what I'm doing with my community. I'm not sure how frequent they're going to be. There's probably going to be at most one per month. And you'll understand why once I talk more about this unboxing. But yeah, this just arrived today. I am rather excited for this one. This is the first of many to come. Although we kind of already done that already, but this is the first of its type that are going to come down the road. Don't worry, there is going to be more variety coming up over time. I still have pre-orders that are hopefully to be fulfilled this year. It seems to be like every other week or every month I see that Broadway keeps pushing back the due date of when the PRQ2s are to arrive. So it's going to take probably till somewhere midsummer maybe, which is good for me because I get to save money. And some other stuff have come in away as well. I have to do some house maintenance, and well, there's another part of the hobby I'd like to talk about later on that I'm also into. I wanted to do it originally, but I never really decided to do it. But I'll talk about that when that comes around. Anywho, we just got this box right here. Just a nice brown box. It's actually a nice box. I'm not sure what type of box it is, but it's called a U-line box, but whatever. That's not important. Let's open up the box by using this nice box cutting knife. There we go. Try and cut it with one hand. Kind of letting it rest upon, some double taped or something. I'm going to try not to force it too much. Let's see. But, yeah, this is pretty much going to be sort of the beginning of some more stuff to come. And I'll give you a hint. It's going to be part of what I'm going to try and do monthly with unboxing videos. And it'll keep people guessing at what would be next as well. So, I don't think I really need that anymore. So, let's see if we can pop this open. There we go, nice and easily. Obviously, this side's harder to pop. Strange enough. All right, let's see what we got here. Already, if you don't know already, we got a MTH logo in here. MTH Electric Trains with the very nice tin plate blue comet right here. I'll pull this out. I really like that MTH pretty much chose the blue comet as their logo. I think that's cool. I mean, I understand Lionel has the L, and MTH was known for making parts for a lot of the older stuff and some of the reproductions, helping Lionel with the reproduction era. But, yeah. Tinplate's cool, guys. I know it's about toy trains and whatnot, but it's one of those things that, I really think they should make more accessories for tinplate. Like, since we have so much stuff to do nowadays, there's so many unlimited possibilities you can do with tinplate. You can make bigger new models, or models that look similar to, like, realistic prototypes. Or you can do, like, some of the post-war kind of accessory stuff that O-Gauge got, but for standard gauge, I mean, there's just so much you can really do, and I'd like to see more. I think it adds more fun, except with bigger toy trains. I mean, Yeah, you got the realistic side, but if you could do the realistic side, you could probably do it with HO since the technology is pretty much there these days with motors, Arduinos, and all that stuff. You can do stuff that, were mainly for toy trains back in the O gauge stuff, that, in the post war era. And some of it was pre war too. So, yeah, there's just more possibilities you can do with standard gauge. Since everything's bigger in template, you can probably do more cranes, do like coal towers and whatnot, and to simulate coal being dumped in, and then you can do like a release lever that releases the coal back into the bucket, and tilt cars to dump coal in there or something like some beads or whatever. It's something you can really add. This car is sort of related to something I would like to see done in standard gauge that has been done in O gauge. We'll read the side of it. This is a 200 series, number 211 flat car. It's black with brass trim. It features all metal detail construction, authentic load, bright black enamel finish with brass trimmings. I like it when trains, especially standard gauge trains, have brass and copper or like, nickel, plated trimmings and stuff like that. And I've seen, people do custom stuff with diesels, and I think they look nice. The only issue that I've seen with the custom diesels is just they don't have enough brass or nickel plated trim finishings like the electrics did in the steam engines from their E series, like the 400E, 392E, 385E, and the other E steam engines that I don't know off the top of my head. And you also got the 381E and the 408E and the 402Es that also have those nice trims. And I would like to see F units, like characterize F units in the same manner, I'd like to see something like that, and some box cab like diesels as well. So obviously this is standard gauge. That's pretty much what it's going to be. For those who are wondering, standard gauge is not taking over. If you saw my layout updates / redesign video, HO is still going to be a thing. It's going to obviously be the later phase and building the layout, bench work. It's just going to take some time. And I really wanted to do something different as well. I've been doing HO for a while, and that's always going to be my bread and butter. But it's going to be really for the adults who visit, and eventually for when I have kids, it's eventually going to be for them to get into operations. And if we just want simple fun, you always got like the standard gauge trains under the layout. I did talk with a couple people in a standard gauge group on Facebook. Here we go. We got to try and shake this thing out. Damn it. I did try to talk with people and get some feedback on the layout design and for clearances on locomotives. From what I heard, people said that the 400E has an overhang of about 200 inches. Not 200 inches. I am so stupid. 2 inches over the side of the track. Now, I do not find that to be accurate, and I use that as a clearance. Now, for passenger cars, like the longer 600 series coaches that you see in the Blue Comet sets and the State sets, they have a underhang when going around the inside of curves. And I heard those are about like 1.5 inches. So that's an interesting number. I took that into consideration, and I took the minimum clearance or the maximum clearance for the inside overhang to be like 2 inches. So, and then the guy who was helping me out was like, "Why are you making this like only like 16 inches, off the floor when it could be like 30 inches? Like, what's the importance of the second level?" I'm like, well, the second level is supposed to be HO scale, and that's the one where I want to see from, almost eye level. Obviously, my head's going to be like a foot higher over the pretty much the layout, but I'll still be able to reach across almost anywhere on the layout pretty much without any issue or needing any step ladder or anything. It's supposed to be, accessible and very usable. And the reason why I chose like a foot and 16 inches for the standard gauge level to be above the floor is so that I could just sit down and it would be right around this height, probably around this height, near outlet height, and I could just sit down, cross like this with my legs, and I could sit with my kids, and we can look, and I'm not high. I'm not, when I'm sitting down, it's not high enough to like see, the bottom of the HO layout. So yeah, it's it's supposed to, it's like sitting at a movie theater or sitting at home watching TV. Except I got some ideas. We'll get to that. Anyways, let's look at this beautiful car. We'll get it out of here. Get out of the foam. Always love how they have these ribbons to hold the stuff. Why is it stuck on this side? That's interesting. Okay, well, I got it out of that side. There we go. All right, I'll put it right here. Oh, that's interesting. This feels kind of loose. I'm really interested how this is going to look. Okay, so this is the flat car. I'm going to try and untie the ribbons so that we can look inside. Already it's got that tin plate kind of squeaky feel. Now, I got some question for people out there. If you're a tin plate guy and you're watching this video, I got to ask, do you need to ever lubricate your joints? The axle, the axle box for your tin plate trains, for the axles. Do they ever need lubrication for the wheel sets? Because obviously you do that for the locomotive, but I ask because I need to know which appropriate modeling products I will need, because I don't want to. I'm not going to assume that a Labelle 106 and 108 are going to be used for standard gauge, because they're mainly used for HO products and other products. But I'm not sure if they're used for standard gauge. I would think Labelle 108 can be used as for the linkages and stuff for the drive rods for steam engines and some of the other bearings and joints. All right, so we're able to take this. So I was told that the 200 series freight cars are, oh, it's cool, these spin. A little brake spring. They don't activate the brakes, but it's cool that they spin. There's a little bit of tarnish on the brash, but that's okay. It's stamped, so these are kind of like stamped. But yeah, that's cool that they spin. I really like that. That's pretty cool. You don't get that in HO, which would probably be really hard. But yeah, let's see what we got here. I see that we got something wrapped here. Looks like a wood load. Definitely dusty. Let's see. Oh, this is cool. So that's cool that this is a wood load. It feels like real wood. It's not plastic. No, this is real wood. That is really nice. I like that. Real wood. You don't get real wood for HO stuff. I mean, you could if you make your own. But there it goes. It would sit right here and on this flat car. That is really cool. Now, it would be cool to have individual logs, and you can have like these armatures tilt over. And you can have an activation thing. Imagine that for standard gauge. Sure, the the log mill, attraction slash trackside. What's it called? Accessory. There we go. I'm trying to find those words. The trackside accessory is probably going to be pretty big and fairly expensive, but I think it would be cool to have something simple like that. Simple motor that, with a conveyor belt. Oh, those wheels, holy shit, they're pretty thick. Those are pretty big wheels. But yeah, this looks pretty good. I don't really see a lot of scratches or anything on this. This looks really good. This is a really nice piece. I really like it. It's very simple. Obviously, there's no pickup rollers. There's nothing lighted on here. It says MTH in the middle. Nice. Yeah, these are really nice. And I don't see any scuffs or anything. Maybe like under right here, but that's more towards the center. Other than that, I don't really see any like scratches. And this was rather cheap. I got this for like almost like just under $60. For standard gauge, getting a freight car for under $60, especially the reproduction stuff, is not that bad in my view. This is really nice for what you get for $60. I mean, HO stuff, you can get a freight car for like less than $20 that's ready to roll, brand new. But for something that's like ginormous, and obviously it's not super, prototypical, that's $20 more than the Rapido, freight cars for individual Rapido cars. But this is like a toy. And what's cool is that you could probably make it like some sort of like you could probably make your own tin plate or erector set like or modern erector set kind of like crane and pick up the wood load. That's pretty cool. And you can make like fake like bindings that holds the wood together. We'll put that to the side. And you could probably do some fun things with that. So yeah, I was told by the standard gauge community that the 200 series freight cars look really well with the 400E and the other big locomotives. And I have to agree with them. Let's get this on the track. It rolls pretty well. It's obviously huge and it's, simple. This coupler's pretty high. That's interesting. That coupler's rather high. I'm not sure if I can get them to go together. That's a bit of a shame. I would think they would be compatible with each other. And they should. They're both like Lionel kind of like products, so maybe I can just hold it like that or something. I mean, it holds together. It's not letting go. But I don't know. I don't think that's what they intended it to be. Which I guess is okay. There's probably like a way you could probably bend it more to be more like that height or whatever, but that's all right. At least it can couple. That's one thing that I found is that at least it can couple. And it, it holds it. So, yeah, at least it holds it in place. I just find it strange that the coupler is higher. I'm trying to think of what kind of model has a higher coupler. I really am kind of struggling to think what kind of model connects to this. Well, when I get more freight cars, I'll see. But other than that, it looks good. I think it looks nice with the 400E. At least it couples. That's one thing. But yeah, that's a 200 series standard gauge flat car with the guide rails to keep the wood load in place is really nice. I really like it. It's definitely a worth it buy if you can find them in pristine condition on eBay. That's where I got it from. I got it from eBay. Yes, I paid my eBay taxes as well. Paid the eBay tax, but for around $60, it's not bad. And I've seen original ones go for cheaper, and the original ones, even the original stuff that's in like worser shape, it's around the same price. But why get that when you can get the MTH reproduction? And I'm not shitting on the originals or anything like that. There's nothing wrong with the originals. You can always buy the originals. They're made in America. I get it. However, these are just as good. These freight cars are just as good. And I would argue even the locomotive is too. I mean, that 400E is just gorgeous. It only meets like a very, very, very minor touch-up on the cab roof. But other than that, it's a very pristine locomotive. It runs really well. I got new light bulbs for it. So, yeah, I think ending off this video, I'm going to have the 400E go around in a circle with the car behind it. And you guys say for yourself if this is a really nice freight car. I mean, I given it, I'm not sure how much it cost. Like when it was brand new, it's probably higher price, maybe even lower. I don't know. I could always research that. You could always research it. MTH's website still has the older products on there, especially from the older years, and you can do your research on how much they were and compare them to how they are now in the used market. Yeah, this is growing on me, guys. It's true when people in standard gauge say this is a type of sickness, and it is true. It is a sickness. It's more like, I'm not sure if it's more like a sickness or more like a drug. I'm surprised drug lords are not, trying to make standard gauge trains. They make a lot of money if they sold standard gauge trains. That's for sure. That would be a lot better and more healthier for the society than other stuff. But that's besides the point. Yeah, standard gauge. It's gonna be a fun journey once I start building the lower level and getting more freight cars as I acquire. So this is the first one. Obviously, the reason why I'm going to try to do a monthly thing is since I found like these 200 series and 500 series freight cars are relatively, they're not really expensive. Box cars and flat cars, even dump cars and coal cars, vary between the prices. Especially the more collector's items with the specific roads tend to be like in the $200s or $300. I'm not buying those. I really like stuff when it says, based off of, the fictional stuff. It's supposed to be a toy. Certain stuff I can let slip by. This is like reverse. Rivet counting. I don't like it when a 400E. I don't really care much if the 400E says New York Central. To me, that I think that kind of makes no sense. I prefer if it says Lionel or if it says MTH, and that's why I got this. That's part of the reason why I got this MTH 400E, this beautiful black gloss 400E. It says MTH lines. It's got the MTH logo with the 400E on there, and it says MTH 400E at the front of the boiler, and I really like that. I that's what I like. I like this, brand, self brand recognition with all their, accessories, freight cars, locomotives, and I just like that fictional fun part of it. This is part of the reason why I like standard gauge. It's a lot of fun. I really hope that at some point somebody decides out there they want to make standard gauge accessories, and somebody makes more standard gauge stuff as well. I would like to see standard gauge accessories more kind of like the post-war stuff, like a 1930s style like fish tank, like a box car that's lit up behind with like a wall in it, and maybe like it has like a low geared like thing where like the fish look like they're moving around or something like that. Something and more fun. That's what's the point of it. It's fun. And you can have fun with HO. I'm not saying you can't have fun with HO or being prototypical or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. That's more like if I want to create like a realistic kind of like noir, kind of like a noir story kind of thing. It feels realistic. It feels grounded. And then you got like this cartoonish thing, I like the cartoony side. That's why I like the standard gauge. It's a cartoon. It feels like a cartoon, but it's like an in between limbo kind of thing. It's not supposed to be grounded in reality, but at the same time you can make it feel like like a Art Deco poster board or something like that. That's what standard gauge feels like. It feels like a true meaning of the word modernism. That's what standard gauge to me represents, is the true meaning of the word modernism. It's bright and it's supposed to be happy and it's supposed to be fun and looking towards the future. And that's what I like. And I'd like to see standard gauge look towards the future. I like the original stuff and I like the original designs. I'd like to see more, unique steam engine designs or electrics or diesels designed that, because back in the old days, they only had, 042. But anyways, I'm going too far. This is supposed to be just an unboxing video. I apologize. I tend to do this a lot. That just shows how much passion I have for model trains and toy trains, like the standard gauge stuff. And it's crazy. Sometimes I feel like the videos are bigger. Feel like make the standard gauge trains look bigger than they actually are, and they're fairly big. But in real life, actually, I'm wearing glasses, and my glasses make things look like they're further away than they actually are. So yes, when I move my glasses up, they're a lot bigger. I gotta have to take my glasses off. My glasses that I wear are usually for driving and seeing further away things. But when I'm sitting down playing with the trains, I'm like, I don't need glasses for this. I know what I'm looking at. So yeah, enough rambling. This is Pensy Joe shouting out again. I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing. And it's a minor review. I say I'm gonna combine this as a review too, especially for the standard gauge stuff. HO stuff, we got to get more involved. Will I do a review on the 400E, the Protosound 2 400E? At some point, maybe. At some point, I'm not sure when. I don't really feel like taking taking the shell off and everything like that. I just like to look at it now and run it around in the loop that it has currently. But yeah, this is Pensy Joe signing out again, and I know I've probably said this for the third time already. And I'll see you guys in a future video down the line. And with that, bye now. Enjoy the little running session.
Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall, riding through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. Now here's to Daddy Claxton, may his name forever stand, and may he be remembered in the courts throughout the land. When his earthly race is over, let the curtains round him fall. We'll carry him home to victory on the Wabash Cannonball. Oh, listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar, as she glides along the woodland to the hill and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall, riding through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball.